Looking for water voles, a rare sight in many parts of the country, but not here. The Somerset Levels are something of a hotspot.
They just live in the banks and kind of, a bit like wind in the willows. They live a little bit of a grass and then they come out and eat the shoots and stuff.
But this little creature who loves to burrow in a riverbank waded into some deep water last year. When parts of the Somerset Levels flooded, 55 water voles were relocated to Hampshire and Cornwall. This was so 8 kilometres of the river's Parrett and Tone could be dredged in a bid to prevent them flooding people's homes. The cost of trapping, storing and relocating the water voles? £135,000. That's almost £2,500 per water vole. It's a moving house bill some have called into question.
I think it's just got to be looked at, was it value for money? The people that they got to do the work, it spent a lot of time driving from A to B just to relocate 55 voles. I think that's an awful lot of money for, just a very small proportion of what there is out there when, they could have just moved them to the other side of the riverbank and that would have, been proportionate.
We called the Environment Agency, but they told us that they were unable to be interviewed in the run-up to the general election. But in a statement, they said the agency had no choice other than to bring in a specialist contractor to move the voles. Failure to do so could have stopped the dredging and resulted in prosecution of the agency for disturbing a highly protected species. And it added the agency paid the contractor the going rate.
It's an extremely complex undertaking. The actual overwintering of the water voles is a very, very specialist undertaking, and probably only 2 or 3 people capable of doing so in the whole of the UK.
Back on the banks of the River Parrett, not a water vole in sight. Just a few signs that one used to burrow here or perhaps has made a return. Michelle Rominski, BBC Points West on the Somerset Levels.